Hey guys, welcome back to Igneo Studios. I'm Trent.
How's it going?
I'm Trent. This is Trevor. We're here to review Blood of Zeus on the Netflix series. And brief disclaimer: this is a mature series. It is rated TVMA, and it's done by the same studio that does Castlevania and the Masters of the Universe Revelation series, as well as OKKO on Cartoon Network. Surprisingly.
I did not know that.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. However, if you couldn't already tell, we are years late on this, and because this has been out since what 2018,
2020.
Okay, we're a few years late. Also, the video had to be delayed a bit because of sickness. I was sick for a good while, and I didn't want to. Plus, scheduling wise with Trevor, because he was at work as well as my classes. But here we are. We're here to have some fun with this.
Yeah.
We are gonna do what we usually do. We're gonna go through it production wise and non spoilers. So if you want to stop the video after we give our non spoiler review and our final verdict, you are free to go and watch the series yourself. Or unless you want to, if you already seen it, or you just want to stick with us, you can. But let's get right into it. Production stuff. Let's. What can I say about the production value of this?
Honestly, to me, it's a bit more inferior to Castlevania because
I'm not gonna say more, but you could definitely see the quality of it. Here's the thing about this in Castlevania. This was being made right next to Castlevania. Season 2? No, wait. No. I think it was season 3.
Yeah, season 3.
One of the two seasons, it was being made. So definitely they had to take some more. They had to back away from the quality control. Yeah. It's not that you can't see the quality decline. It's very consistent throughout the series, but you could definitely see where they put more of the work to Castlevania than on this series. I bet you they just wanted to make this series to give just another project off their hands.
Which I can understand.
I can understand as well on that front. But the animation is actually still very beautiful. The art style, and the animation. After every episode, you see a little snippet behind the scenes of how how a sequence in the episode was animated, and they give you a bit of concept art from a character. For example, the last episode, I believe, it had concept art with Zeus. I'm sorry if my voice is a little scratchy. Like I said, I was sick for quite a bit, and
but all right. Thankfully, he's making a good recovery. But
thankfully, it's just getting better.
Yeah. Now, as for the concept art for after each credits, the thing with Zeus, how they did the art for Zeus, I like how in the show he's portrayed as younger.
Not younger, he's more middle aged. Yeah. We don't want to ramble. Cool thing about this show is how it takes this is about Greek mythology. But if you're gonna watch the show, think it's gonna be accurate at all, don't, because it's not at all accurate to mythology. It does take some things from mythological tales, like some of the Titans and the giants, but that's about it. Not everybody is mythologically accurate. But what I like about this series, the designs of the characters here, I thought were very interesting. Like we said, Zeus is middle-aged. He's got gray lines, gray hairs, and along with black hair. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's associated with the color blue, with his tunics, with just how his overall design. I actually really like the designs of each of the gods. Hera is, she has very sharp features. Purple, or is it pink? I think it's purple.
Yeah.
Purple is her associated color, and all the gods have like a unique design. Ares is shaved head, but he's like he's very tough exterior. He's like general base. Apollo's like the suave, like bad boy. Like I'm the handsome one. Hermes is he seems young, but you see that he's smart for his age, and you definitely see it. And his design is very. I'm not gonna say mythologically accurate, but you could tell they wanted to make the designs at least accurate, while still having like their unique flair to it. The biggest change of this, actually, I won't say that yet because this is still non-spoilers. But I thought the art style, I thought the designs were very well done. Sound design and lighting, color, and the visual effects of the powers and everything, I thought those were really beautiful to watch. Just like in Castlevania. If you want the quality of Castlevania, you're going to get it. Just not like as over the top as, say, Season 3's finale or Season 2, like Dracula and whatnot, like all that great visual flair. You're gonna get good stuff. But probably not on the same not quality. The same level as Castlevania. Because you could definitely see where the passion was for Castlevania rather than this one.
However, you can see the effort put into
you can tell they really wanted to do good with this series, but you could tell like most of the work and passion went to Castlevania.
Yeah, of course.
Another great thing about this show is the voice acting. The voice acting is very well done. Yeah. Can you pull up the voice acting real quick? I forget who voices who at times. We got. Of course. We got Jason O'Mara as Zeus.
Who you don't know, it voices Batman.
In the DC animated movie universe. Like Son of Batman, Bad Blood.
Justice League Dark.
Apocalypse. All those DC direct-to-video movies, he voices Batman. Yeah. We made jokes all over the time because Jason O'Mara was an Irish actor. Irish Batman. We always made jokes to that because we were fans of Conor McGregor in the UFC and King of Ireland, Pride of Ireland, and it's Batman, Irish Batman. Just see him with a swig of whiskey and drunk Batman beating up criminals. Why do you come to Gotham in this hour? But we made jokes about that. We got some good ones. I don't know all these actors, all these voice actors, but they do a really good job. Go ahead.
Derek Phillips voices the main protagonist, the Heron,
which we'll get into more. I think characterization, and we have Claudia Christian as Hera, Matthew Mercer, the boy, as Hermes, god of speed, Fred Tetejor as
we'll get to that later.
But there's a lot of good actors here. Even if I don't know all of these guys, we have who's Seraphim? Elias Tofexis, I think that's how you say it. He voices one of the main antagonists, Seraphim. If you see him from the trailers, he's the big demon dude with the bident. If you don't know who the guy that voices him, he voices Takar in Far Cry Primal and Andre Coben in the Splinter Cell series. Who else does he voice? I know I'm missing one.
I believe he voices Adam Jensen from Deus Ex.
I think that, but don't take our word for that. Please listen in the comments if we got that right. Yeah. Actually, it's gonna bother me now. Can you look it up? It's gonna bother me now.
Okay, good.
Well, I'm sure as looking it up, I'll continue. Because we both agreed on certain parts. We thought the characterizations were very well done with each of the gods and each of the main protagonists, especially the main protagonist. I thought. No, actually, it depends.
You're right. You're correct.
He's Adam Jensen from.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I thought Heron as a character was he's an alright protagonist. The one thing about this show is it reminded me a lot of Star Wars: A New Hope. It reminded me a lot of Luke Skywalker going off
the
on
hero's
his
journey.
Yeah, this was basically the hero's journey in Greece by the Castlevania guys.
Honestly, I didn't actually mind it.
I didn't mind.
I actually like the idea.
It's one of those. The hero's journey is a very classic storytelling.
It's a
It's like
familiar trope.
Thank you. I had a bad train of thought right there.
I mean, it's not new or different, but it just gets the job done.
Yeah, exactly. It serves the story, and it's done pretty good here in the hero's journey because it's not a hard one to. The hero's journey is an easy thing to get right, and it's hard to mess that up.
Yeah,
it's really hard to really screw it up. Star Wars did it really well. Frodo did. Lord of the Rings did it pretty well with Frodo.
Oh yeah.
You could say Hobbit does it too with
Bilbo Baggins.
With Bilbo Baggins. You could definitely see a lot of that in these in this show. It's a classic hero's journey with the main protagonist going off on his adventure to do whatever he needs to do. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna say a big problem. All the positives. What else can I say? Oh, the action sequences are really good. I mean, again, not on the same level as Castlevania because it is still by the same studio.
Yeah.
But it still really works well, especially with Hermes has one of my favorite visual effects and animations because of how fast he is, and I loved whenever he came on the screen and do his thing. Him moving at high speed to punch something, I felt that, and I loved every second of it. Heron, Seraphim kicking ass was really cool with his Biden. Heron being the main protagonist doing his thing. Zeus throwing lightning bolts is still great.
I'm just gonna say it. Zeus was like one of the best parts in that show.
And Hera's godly powers, telekinesis and whatnot. Okay. She's still those are really good. The design, like I said, also the designs for the giants. If you haven't seen the trailers, giants and the demons, the designs are really cool. I like how demonic they are. I like how grotesque they are at times. It reminded me of the demons in from iterations of Bible stories like
Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno. Thank you. Also, kind of reminded me of the ending scene in Hellboy, the David Harbour 2019 one.
Oh yeah,
because those demons were actually cool to look at, even though the movie was, which we won't get into here. I'm not gonna say a problem, but here's a negative, because I think we got through all the pauses we could think of. Each of these episodes are like 30 minutes. It's an 8-episode series.
Yeah.
It's gonna go by fast, and the pacing I can't say big problem, but it is a negative for me. The pacing can either be slow, or it beelines it to the next plot point to get it over with.
The pacing could have been better, to be honest.
I feel like was it 8 episodes?
Yeah,
it was 8 episodes. God, it didn't feel like it. Like I said, there are some times where the episodes feel very slow, and you kind of want something to happen, and then there's another episode that just kind of just goes full throttle, and you don't even know what happened.
Yeah.
But it's not too horrible compared to some. Like, it's certainly better than Rings of Power, because I'm not going to get into that one. If you want to look at my review of that one, just go to our channel, and I have a whole review of Rings of Power being a disappointment for its pacing. So, continuing on, it's pretty well done for like half-an-hour episodes, for 8 half-an-hour episodes. Compared to a lot of others. But some of the pacing in the episodes does lapse, especially in the later like the last 3 episodes is when the pacing really kind of turned sideways and really messed up the storytelling, because it's not until like episode 6, I think, is when we finally get a training arc. It just really messes it up. That's my thought on that, at least. I felt like Hera was not Hera, but I felt like some of the characters were kind of being dumbasses. at times when they should have been using common sense. But these are just like nitpicks. For me, it's nothing too major that I have to like really dig into.
Another thing I want to bring up, it's more of a mixed bag, is the portrayal of Zeus.
Yeah, because in mythology, Zeus is a guy that can't keep it in his pants.
Yeah,
if that's the proper term, and also he's kind of a prick in mythology. I don't know every story of mythology. I researched some of it, and I don't know everything. I know some iterations, and I've read some of the story, like some snippets of the stories, and just from what I know is that Zeus is a womanizer and kind of a prick. And in this show, he's portrayed as kind of I'm not gonna say goody two shoes, but he still can't keep it in his pants. But he seems like a nicer guy about it.
Yeah, they tried blending two sides.
Yeah, they gave him let's make him mythologically accurate that he sleeps around, but let's give him the Disney treatment of him being a nice guy. Yeah. So it's one of those things where, if you're looking at this to be mythologically accurate to a fault, you're not gonna get it. It's a simple story. It's just a simple story being told simply.
Of course.
So it's like I said, the character, I don't think Zeus's characterization in this show is a very big detractment. I actually like Trevor said, he was one of the better characters. I did like his characterization.
Honestly, the best adaptation for accurate Zeus would be God of War.
Yeah, in a way. Besides, Blade of Olympus not existing. But that's a whole thing. If you want to look at all the mythological inaccuracies of, say, like God of War or any of those things, I'll link videos in the description by the Mythology Guy, who also reviewed this show, which I will also put in the description. Check him out. He's very knowledgeable about all this stuff, and I think he gives a very fair assessment of the show, as well as a lot of things mythologically set upon. So I'll put videos in the description regarding that. As
for anything God of War related, I guess then check out Tactical Bacon Productions. He talks a lot about God of War,
mainly from a video game standpoint, but it's still a good. I will put his channel in the description if you want to check out him from a video game standpoint of the God of War series. But from a mythology standpoint, I will put Mythology Guy's channel on there as well.
Check him out.
Check both these guys out. They do an amazing job with their videos, and I think they deserve the support they get. So, what would we rate this?
Honestly, with all the nitpicks, like the inconsistent pacing and a slight dip in animation, I did see that in the other episodes.
I'm not going to say a dip in animation. One thing, because it's still consistent throughout. Yeah. I just think it wasn't as flashy or as fluid as it could have been. I would have liked to see more fluidity, more of the action to it, instead of just what we got.
Yeah. So, but the visuals are really good. The vocal performances were top tier, and
I will say probably my favorite performance is Seraphim and Zeus. Those two are probably my favorite ones in the series, because they give so much heart to it. Yeah. Jason Momoa gives Zeus so much character to himself.
Yeah. Lies to facts.
That makes you care for him, and Seraphim just gives an endearing just this rageful, just cold character. Yeah. We'll get into more of it in our spoiler section. So I would personally, how I would rate this is, if Castlevania, because we have not watched season 4 yet. And I know season 4 is very well done, from what I've been told, and from just other reviewers say. But from how I've seen from seasons 1 through 3, if Castlevania for me is a 9.5 out of 10, that's my consensus for Castlevania at least, then I will have to give Blood of Zeus at its highest an 8. At its lowest, probably a 6.5 to a 7. So I'm gonna go to the middle of this.
Yeah.
And for Blood of Zeus, my final verdict is going to be a 7.5 out of 10. It is a good show. If you want just a quick 8-episode adventure, hero's journey told in a version of Greek mythology, I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
What about you?
And honestly, at its highest, I'd probably give it like at an 8. The lowest, a 6. I would give it like a 7 or an 8 out of 10.
So 7.5 if you
yeah. Yeah.
So it just kind of just agreed.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm not gonna say 7.5, but I mean it.
Okay. But
So
if you want to check this out, it's on Netflix.
it is on Netflix. Please watch as many of these Netflix shows as you can before Netflix gives their whole thing about the password share. We're not going to get into it.
Yeah.
But watch as many as you can before you end up going on to a different streaming service.
Now,
So, thanks for so much for watching our non-spoilers review. And hope to see you in the next one. Peace. And, alright, to our spoiler section of Blood of Zeus. If you want to stick around with us for that, please. If not, if you just want, this is going to be full spoilers, and if you want to check it out for yourself, leave now. All right, we're gonna briefly go through each episode, but we're not gonna like fully cover each episode. We're just gonna go over it and say what we liked, what we didn't like, and especially with some of the characterizations and whatnot.
I just want to say, the opening minutes. The opening minutes, I wasn't really. It started a bit. To me, it started a bit slow, but it was straightforward.
I got to the point because I think it was. Yeah, no. We open up to a big chase sequence with 2 demons being chased by an Amazon named Alexia. Another great character. She wasn't my favorite, but I'm not gonna say she was bad. She was actually really strong, but I think Seraphim and Zeus were in my opinion, the best ones.
All right.
But I think Alexia is still a strong character. We get a cool little chase sequence where she catches a spear demon, threw at her, Amazon style. Too. We actually mistook her for Artemis because she's hunting them down. It was easy
Gods of the Hunt.
Yeah, it was a little misconception. And I thought that was this opening minutes. I thought were really cool with
and it served as a way to show how bloody and gory it is.
Oh yeah, this is like I said. This is a TVMA. It's got blood, gore, non-nudity. Surprisingly, considering it's Greek mythology. After that, we get after this whole chase, we get introduced to Heron, the ostracized son of a single mother in a village that everyone hates them for some reason. Because apparently being a bastard is a cardinal sin. I mean, look at Jon Snow.
Yeah, of course. Yes, he is ridiculed for being a bastard.
And and I'm losing my train of thought. Let me read this. Yeah. He's a bastard, ostracized. His only friend is an old man named Elias,
and who serves as a good mentor.
Yeah, he's which we'll get into more into the hero's journey part of this. This is like I said, this is a classic hero's journey. Heron is our young protagonist, like Luke Skywalker, like Frodo Baggins. Elias is our mentor, the elderly figure, Gandalf, Obi-Wan, to motivate. But we'll get to that. Elias talks to Heron. No, actually, hold on. No. Heron investigates a disturbance, gets attacked by a demon. He ends up killing it with Alexia. And yeah, it's kind of quick.
Yeah,
it's kind of quick. Heron is obviously helping his mother Elias gives a whole backstory about the Olympian gods facing off against the Titans, killing off Cronus, whatever you want to say. He curses the gods, saying, I will, I swear vengeance," or some crap like that. And his blood taints the ocean, and the giants are born from it.
Okay.
These demonic giants, and the gods, both the giants and the gods, get their asses whooped simultaneously. And it's a cool flashback sequence where we see the gods start doing their thing and they war. And it kind of serves also as a cool little love story with Zeus and Hera.
Yeah.
Where Zeus, takes one out with her when he blows up a giant from within, saving Hera in the process.
Yeah.
And it's a cool little. I think it was a nice romantic shot there. It's a nice little love story without telling us that. It's a great show not tell.
Yeah.
And it's regarded, and Zeus made a deal with two of these giants to betray their kin so they could seal them into a little box. Not Pandora's box. Just saying. It's not. Trust me, we thought the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, man, they kind of.
Nope.
That would have been interesting to implement Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Because Hephaestus makes it, and yeah. After the flashback, Lexia invites Heron to become one of her soldiers, but he refuses to help save villagers because of their mistreatment.
Yeah. Long story short, villagers are somehow now blaming Heron and his mother
because
a
Bastard. Yeah, Bastard is an ill omen, and they try to attack his mother and try to say that she's a demon. They're gonna, because how they test a demon is they have a burning stick or metal rod.
Yeah.
And they just pierce the flesh. They burn it, and to reveal. And they try to do it to Harold's mom, and he basically he whoops all their asses. No, he doesn't. He takes out two of them, and then they gang up on him.
Yeah.
And then Alexia comes and saves him. Yeah. After that, because Heron is tired of just sitting by and not doing anything, Elias tells him to mine a powerful metal, the adamantine on top of a mountain, to forge a sword like no other. No cap. That's what he says. Yeah. Poor Heron. He is barefoot, climbing up a mountain.
Hey, at least it's not Mount Everest.
It's still a mountain and he's barefoot, man. He's wearing a crappy tunic, barefoot.
Yeah. But while he's climbing, we do get a cool reveal.
Yeah, we get a reveal. Ares shows up for whatever reason, and it's revealed that Elias is Zeus in disguise.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ares questions Zeus, saying, do you really think this bastard can lead them?
Zeus says, I do.
And that's the end of that episode. It's a great little, cliffhanger reveal that, this old man was Zeus the whole time. Well, first of all, kind of saw that coming. Because you don't tell a kid this whole backstory about the giants and the gods and tell them, we need to forge you a sword like no other. Climb up to this specific mountain, forge adamantine, and magic sword. Come on, guys. That's kind of obvious.
Yeah. Now, second episode
is where we get more of the backstory of Heron's character. And I'm just going to kind of read this up a bit. I'm going to just briefly read the synopsis and we'll go over it.
Basically, also, just a quick summary, it's more of a flashback to his mother.
Yeah, it's more of a backstory to that, and that's where the pacing slows down for that. Because they have to give the whole backstory of how the main character was born. Heron dreams of, and this is from the Wikipedia page, Heron dreams of a queen giving birth to two sons, one her husband's and one belonging to another man. And we'll get more into that in a second. He brings the adamantine to Elias, and they begin forging a sword. And tells him his dream and Elias tells him that his dream came from the three Oneiri?
Yeah.
Oneiri? I feel like that's.
Well,
I think it's a play on the Oni. No, it's Greek mythology. The dreams are personified by the Oni-Eros or Oneiri, which are basically three dream demon thingies.
Yeah, primordials.
Phobator, Phantasos, and Morpheus. Morpheus is another term for the Sandman.
Not exactly the same.
Is a god associated with sleep and dreams, and
Right.
he's also known as. And that's where the main thing with Sandman and DC Comics and the Netflix by Neil Gaiman. The respective gods of nightmares, illusions, and visions. Heron confronts his mother, who admits that she was once Electra, Queen of Corinth, but Zeus fell in love with her, and she became pregnant with him.
Of course.
Because Zeus, throughout this episode, when they meet, Zeus is actually disguised as her husband, the King of Corinth, and it really puts her off because in reality, her husband is an abusive dick, and when Zeus comes in to play the husband, he's very loving, he's very supportive, brings her flowers, gifts,
and of course she's piecing it together.
Yeah, she pieces it together. Like the man's like, who the hell are you? And reveals to himself as Zeus. Hera discovers Zeus's infidelity and sends the Oneiri to tell the king of this whole affair in his dreams.
And not gonna lie, she gets pissed.
I mean, wouldn't you? If you found your wife sleeping around with another guy for no reason?
Honestly, I can see
dude,
where she's coming from.
Yeah.
At least they got that accurate.
Yeah, because Hera in mythology is a bitch. Pardon my French.
Yeah,
she's not a nice person. She tried to kill Heracles in mythology with 2 snakes after he was born. Because it's not her child. It was Zeus and some other woman. Because Zeus can't keep it in his pants.
Alright.
Like, dude.
No, moving on.
Yeah, she gives birth to twins, which makes no sense genetically. You cannot have I'm pretty sure you can't have twins where one is from one father and the other is from another father. I don't think that's how that works. Cause that's a big that's a plot hole in genetics at least. You can probably explain he's a god, so maybe his seed can miraculously just spawn another son right there, and they grow at the same time.
But realistically,
realistically and genetically, that makes no sense.
Okay,
how does that make sense? I question it. Even Grayson, who's seen the show before us, has been confused about it with us as well. And I ask him, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "That makes no sense genetically," and I agree with him.
Now, anyway,
how they reveal the difference is because of the eyes. When the king finds the one twin, he has brown eyes, same as him.
Yeah,
and he's ecstatic, yes, he will be a lion. He'll be my heir. And then he sees the other one. Let me see his eyes. He opens the eyes, and it's all blue, which is Zeus's eyes. And he's like, "Well, time to murder the kid." Pulls out a knife, and my gosh, it's just so crazy how it just goes from 0 to 100 real fast. Yeah. He tries to kill little Heron. Zeus intervenes, kills the guards, and Heron's mother kills the king by stabbing him in the eye and having him fall over the side of the balcony. Do you not remember that?
I'm starting to remember it now.
So it goes from 0 to 100 real fast. Zeus takes Heron and Electra, Heron's mother, away, saying that the other twin is better off here. However, the twin brother that was left behind is sadly assassinated by a very jealous uncle who wanted Corinth's crown.
Yeah.
Realizing Elias is his father Zeus, Heron tries to confront him, but only finds the completed sword, which Heron rejects by impaling it in a boulder. Not just impaling it, he chucks that thing away as a big, like, you know, F you to you know, Father God. And at first, when I watched this, I'm like, yes, psychologically and therapeutically wise, yes, you want to reject a guy that, you know, never really helped you because you've been ostracized this whole time. But also, that's a magic sword. Why would you throw that away? It's like as if Luke got his father's lightsaber in the New Hope, and he decides to throw it behind his back. Oh wait, he did in The Last Jedi.
God, fucking hate that movie.
but it's the same thing. Like, why? That's an awesome sword. At least don't use it as a reminder of. Yeah, this is something your father made you that you hate. It's practical. It's adamantium.
Adamantine.
Adamantine ore made into adamantium. Get it? It's adamantium. It can cut through anything. Keep it. It is literally one of the best things you can have, and you decide to chuck it.
Also, I do like it. It has some cool symbolism with King Arthur sword in the stone.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. I thought that was a little neat. Like, hey, I literally did the Leo DiCaprio meme, like, yeah, like, but still, it's a magic sword. Why'd you throw it away, man? Like, I'm keeping that thing.
And of course, meanwhile,
Alexia's forces, because Heron didn't join them, they went on to search for more demons and to stop the whole crisis. They're killed by the demon leader, who has a Biden that he can throw and recall. It's revealed that this is Hades' Biden in the flashback.
Yes.
With the Battle of the Giants.
How he got it? We have no idea.
Well, we do, because we finished the series. But
at first we have no idea.
At first, because in the flashback, Hades throws his Biden into a giant, it kills it, and he leaves it. Hades, why? It's like the same as Kratos picking up Poseidon's trident in the first game. Dude, why would you leave that there? That is your most prized possession. So, but it's still cool. It's a cool. I like the design of the Biden. It's very. I like how its golden outlook is. I like how it's. I could say it's gilded, where it looks nice on the outside, but on the inside, it's really bad. That's what gilded means. I like the idea that it looks kind of demonic in a way, because it is the Biden of the underworld. But also, I like how you still see the former glory of the gold of being used by Hades. I thought that was very neat. And yeah, Alexia, escapes because she's the only survivor. Because, reasons. I will say because she is a Amazon trained, and this leader Seraphim. It's revealed that his name is Seraphim. Has a Cerberus or Kerberos. I think. I was told by my literature professor that it's Kerberos, not Cerberus. I don't know how accurate that is. Could someone please, in the comments, let me know if I got that right? If it's Cerberus or Kerberos. Because I'm being told it's Kerberos by professors, but I know Cerberus from other iterations. I don't know. Yeah. So, and yeah, Zeus reveals himself. Back to it. Zeus reveals himself to Heron to ask for forgiveness, but leaves after Heron rejects him. Quite rightfully so.
Yeah.
You didn't help, dick. Lexia arrives with the Hound chasing her, so she flees with Heron because Heron shows up, helps her. And Heron, okay, brief thing about Heron real quick. We can tell he's a demigod because of two things that happen in these two episodes. One, he sets up a boulder trap and he's lifting that thing up like he's Heracles, which is cool. You can tell that he has divine strength. But they don't treat it like it as much because they think like, we don't know if you have divine strength. I'm like, dude, he literally picked up a boulder like 3 times his size. I'm pretty sure he's good. That and he's able to shoot arrows at not just at rapid speeds, but at outstanding accuracy. Like, dude spins around sliding down a hill and he gets a like side shot, because most of the time when you want an accurate shot, you pull up like all the way like vertically. No, he does it sideways, and he shoots, and it hits the trap.
Yeah.
Like I said, some of the cool, like some of my favorite things about this is the creative action that the studio does. Mm-hmm. It's not big, flashy like Ufotable and Demon Slayer Fate. It's creative. As a matter of fact, Trevor Belmont from Castlevania, I love the animations with his whip because he manipulates it so well and it's so well done. Same thing with this.
Now,
episode 3, because it ends. Episode 2 ends with Alexia joining with Heron, and they flee to a nearby city to the town.
Yeah, this is where things get a bit hectic.
And we see more of the gods in episode 3. Hera swears to kill Electra and Heron. So Zeus threatens her to leave Electra's life in the hands of the Fate. Poor choice of word. Zeus basically has this rule that they cannot actually intervene, like physically. Like, for example, Zeus interfering is basically him calling down lightning and throwing it to help.
Yeah.
But they can bend the rules, like, say, manipulate certain things that doesn't make them at all liable. Because it should be in the hands of the Fates. It's all free will. Because Zeus, in the form of Elias, tells Heron in the first episode that mankind gets stronger with adversity. Mm-hmm. If the gods keep, coming in to interfere and help, we don't grow. That's just simple evolution and just simple hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
You need to have like that free will and independence. So that's what they do.
But Zeus put like a protection seal in the form of clouds and on Heron's village.
Yeah, because to keep Hera from finding them. But this also was a big ill omen because as soon as Heron and his mother showed up, these clouds showed up. So they thought it was an ill omen. And it's been cloudy ever since. Zeus has Hermes remove the clouds so that he could keep an eye on Heron and guide him telepathically.
Yeah.
Heron causes a rock slide, crushing several demons, so the demon's leader tries to kill him. And this is a cool little not back and forth. It's a cool little chase sequence with Seraphim and Heron. We get a cool thing with how he keeps throwing his bident and calling it back, and Heron tries to keep rapid firing, but he knows he can't defeat a magic bident being pulled like Mjolnir.
No, he can't.
No, and it's really cool, and I like you can see some of his demigod skills again with enhanced reflexes. You see little snippets here and there.
And it's well choreographed.
Yeah, it's well choreographed. He launches arrows at such an alarming range that like almost makes no sense. Yeah, and he's able to dodge and nearly catch the bident which shows enhanced reflexes. He's a demigod. It's cool. And it's also thanks to Zeus's telepathic warning. Electra manages to hide because she's by herself. She's trying to stay away, like survive, just like everybody else. Yeah. But Seraphim demands everyone to tell like where Alexia is because she has like a secret knowledge about this MacGuffin, to say the least. This MacGuffin.
Raise an eyebrow?
It's a MacGuffin. The map is MacGuffin. So Electra kills them when the Cerberus picks up Alexia's scent. Because apparently she knows how to fight. And still badass mom moment.
Yeah.
Zeus because Alexia ends up hiding into the woods. Zeus helps by creating rose bushes, the same roses that he gave Electra in episode 2. Yeah. So it's a cool little thing that he has these different like godly powers besides chucking lightning and being awesome. But because he's actively intervening like this by bending the rules and using loopholes, Hera decides to do it herself and redirects the Cerberus to Elektra. And that's just, oof. Hera and the other gods confront Zeus, reminding him Elektra's life is supposed to be in the hands of the Fates. According to Zeus's own laws, they would be within their rights to execute him to preserve peace among themselves.
In other words...
Yeah, you can't intervene, otherwise you get the hands. Even Poseidon says that even you must be held accountable for your own laws that you have made.
Yeah.
And it's a cool little line, if you Poseidon tells Zeus if you interfere there would be chaos, and Zeus basically says fuck it, let there be chaos, and he's ready to
that was one of my favorite lines from him.
Let there be chaos. He's saying screw it. And I'm like, yeah.
Of course.
Also, no.
Of course, he wants to help.
Yeah, but if he wanted to intervene, he shouldn't have made those laws to begin with. But because he's the king of the gods, no one really questions him.
So there's a bit of, I would say, hypocrisy, contradiction.
It's hypocrisy because he's actively going against his own laws.
Yeah.
Zeus is then forced to watch as Seraphim, because Heron shows up, takes out several demons, gets into a fist fight with Seraphim. He actually lands a couple of shots, and it doesn't really do anything. And Seraphim gets one haymaker in, and it knocks him out. And then he chucks the bident in the air, and it lands on Elektra.
Yeah.
And he tags Heron captive to turn him into a demon. Hera gloats because she's a raging biatch.
And this is where the Hera is actually a well done character, both in the show and in mythology. But gosh, she's a bitch.
Yeah, it's accurate. She is a bitch, but also I want to punch her at times. Seraphim takes Elektra's necklace, which had a neat little runestones, brown and blue, to commemorate the two twins.
Yeah. So that was
episode 3. Yeah, it's a little bit to unpack.
Yeah, but holy shit.
The next episode,
episode 4 kind of slows things down a bit.
Episode 4 is where we get more backstory compared for a certain character, notably Seraphim.
This is where it kind of...
Alexia comes across Zeus disguised as Elias Morning. Elektra. It's a little neat moment. Hermes... I do like this. Hermes carries Elektra's soul to the underworld, where she chooses to appear to Heron in a vision, reminding him to be strong. This is neat because in mythology, it's not just Hades that collects souls. It's also Thanatos, the god of death, the primordial god of death, I should say. Hermes, because he's the messenger. He's not just the messenger of the gods, he's also the deliverer of souls because of how fast he is. And I like how the underworld is connected to a magic island that only he can get to because of how fast he is. Only he can get there that fast and keep doing his thing. He just boom, boom.
And we are introduced to Charon.
Charon is a really neat... he's really neatly designed here. Being the ferryman, he's not just a guy with a oar.
No. He is massive.
Yeah, he's massive. His oars are like two spider arms.
Yeah.
And his normal arms he holds out through a robe to take the payment. And Hermes threatened, basically gives the whole you ain't shit, because he gives 2 coins that Zeus gave to Elektra's body, because the whole thing where you put 2 coins on the eyes so they take payment with them to the underworld to receive be boated across.
And I like how it shows the underworld through the river Styx.
Sorry. I do like Charon's design with this. Not Chiron, Charon. And here's the thing. Hera shows up to Seraphim wanting to employ his services because he has great power and he's very...
Yeah. Let's be fair. Seraphim is...
He's refusing because he's like, well, the fuck? Why would I do this to you?
You're doing... He's basically... You're the one doing this for your own gain. Where do I get out of this?
Yeah, and she says, I can give you the truth. and he talks, and it's revealed to him that he is the assassinated twin brother of Heron.
First of all, I want to say I called it.
Yeah, we saw this coming like a mile away because of how they looked and just how they kind of like kept him looking at the thing like, I'm just like, dude, if this is the twin brother, man, this is like, and they reveal it and it's just like, well, called it, like, bruh.
Yeah,
it's revealed that he survived being dropped off a fucking cliff, where he's found by the midwife of Elektra.
So,
basically, like the maid of honor, like the main, like consort, you could say, who decided to raise him in the woods, next to bears, because
somehow,
and Hera reveals that I manipulated the bears to feed you and protect you, and you guys were raised alongside. Yeah, and the bears are all taken out because of the uncle who's named Acrisius, because he saw that the baby survived. I should probably take care of that because of threatening to the throne. Because I'm an asshole.
Which is kind of accurate through the time in the time period.
Yeah, let's murder a baby to take the throne.
That's
if you really think about it, wouldn't it be law of succession until the heir is of age? Because technically, he is the rightful the uncle who's the brother of the king. Yeah. He technically does have right over the throne until the heir comes of age. But no, he decides, let's just murder a baby. Because I can't wait. I can't be patient 18 years and make change in 18 years, or whatever the age of royalty is in Greece or Corinth, whatever that is. If Game of Thrones taught me anything, it's until he's of age. Yeah, thanks for that, dick. And Seraphim's bear family and his adoptive mother are all slaughtered by Acrisius' men. Years later, Seraphim, now a grown man, vengeful, fit, just an overall demon time, not demon yet, but demon time, tracks down the surviving son before fleeing to a sea where he discovers the corpse of the giant that Hades has bite and killed. And it beckoned him to eat its flesh to gain power. And he eats it. Not the whole thing. He eats some of its flesh and he transforms. And
he didn't. It doesn't just beckon. It shows side effects of him not eating it.
Yeah, because it's the overall corruption of it. Mm-hmm. And sorry about that.
And of course. It felt like if he didn't eat the giant's flesh, he would die.
He takes the bite and kills all the soldiers that were trying to kill him. Some surrender and say, "Hey, we'll join you." And they eat the flesh. They become demons. Hera claims that everything is Zeus's fault for not saving Seraphim the way he saved Heron. Seraphim is suspicious because one thing I like about Seraphim here is that he's not an idiot. He's not just a rageful dumbass that's like, I'll do your bidding because I got nothing better to do and I want to kill everybody.
He's asking the right questions.
Yeah, he's asking the right questions. He's not, like I say, he's not an idiot. And I like smart antagonists. I like smart villains. Hell, one of my favorite villains of all time is Sauron. He's one of the smartest dudes ever.
Yeah.
That and Eisen from Bleach. That dude is beyond smart. That dude's that dude makes Batman in the God chair look like a kindergartner. Dude planned out the whole story.
All right.
How much better do you need to get it with that?
We're getting off track.
Off track. Hera also reveals Seraphim unknowingly killed his real mother Elektra, enraging him against Zeus. Yeah, this was also Hera's fault because he redirected the Cerberus and Seraphim to her. So Obviously, he blames Zeus because yada yada couldn't save him.
Yeah. Now, episode 5
is where we get more of the
more Alexia.
Not more Alexia. It's when the overarching plot really kicks in. Lexi goes to meet her mentor Chiron, the trainer of heroes, and they translate this map. It's a star map connected to a constellation. I don't know what constellation it is, but
which was actually nice.
It's cool that it's cool that they have that. But it's revealed that demons got there before she did, and I'm looking at that like, how, why, when, and and Chiron kind of convinced her don't try to fight, and he covers the map with mud so they can
very inconspicuous.
Yeah, very inconspicuous.
And of course, but he betrayed Alexia, but not without good reason.
Yeah, because Seraphim threatened his people and his home. It's one of those things like the needs of the few the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. It's one of those things, and also it's his people.
So which is understandable.
It's understandable. And Alexia, at first she's like, "Oh man, like fuck you too, man," but after she warms up back to him because he didn't really have a choice, and it's understandable.
And then we reach to one of the.
This is where I'm not gonna say it pissed me off, but I'm just like, well, talk about an opportunity that you didn't take advantage of, Heron. Hera leads Seraphim to this because she wants the box of the Oni-Eri. No, not the Oni-Eri.
No,
the other giants, and to do so, the Bident won't be enough. The Bident of Hades isn't enough.
And of course, she leads him to the adamantium sword.
That's sitting there. Heron, what the fuck, man? You had one job. Take the sword with you. But no, you decided. But what a dumbass move.
Thankfully, we do get to see some cool scenes with it.
Yeah, we get some cool scenes, but not with our main character. The guy that's supposed to...
Okay.
I know. But, she says that the sword can cut through anything. I mean, it is adamantium. It's a magic sword. Of course it does.
But here's a key thing. It cuts even the armor that Hephaestus creates,
including the automaton Talos, that protects this chest that holds the souls of the giants. She also demands that Seraphim kill Heron, who can be taken on board a galley where he conspires with other passengers to break from the shackles and take control of the ship.
And speaking of Heron, we are introduced to 2 new characters.
Yeah, we're introduced to 2 new characters, Velios and Kofi.
Yeah,
one was a not a gladiator, a fighter in an arena, not a 3-time champion, and Velios was a smuggler.
Yeah, and honestly,
they apparently have a bad backstory because it is revealed that they sold giant flesh to the wrong people, and they regret it. So they act as the comical relief and the merry band to the main character, like Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Despite I do like the blend of them having like a serious backstory with a comedic outlook, and they were really entertaining to watch.
Yeah, like I said, Velios is the Han Solo, Kofi's the Chewbacca.
Yeah. And I enjoyed their screen time.
I did too. I thought they were really cool side characters. Alexi, if you really think about this, is just Star Wars, but Greek and Castlevania, which we'll get into. He conspires with Velios and Kofi. They take control of the ship through sheer amount of luck, because demons get their asses whooped pretty easily, despite them being enhanced.
And of course, and let's be honest. And Hermes in the show
is an MVP.
Is a team player.
He is the MVP to Zeus's side. he reveals to Zeus that, I saw Hera conspiring with Seraphim, and Zeus rains lightning onto the earth to protect Hera from Seraphim. This
and of course
goes on a he not just rains lightning. Also, I'm gonna get into it real quick. What I liked about these iterations of Zeus. I like it when Zeus has the overall ability to throw and utilize lightning.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that Hephaestus has to forge his lightning bolts as a batch to send to Zeus so he could throw them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that, obviously I can't really change that because that's part of the story of Greek mythology. I can't really do anything about that. But it really threw me off because Zeus is the thunder god and he needs to have his thunderbolts made. And he does not have the overall ability to. I don't... I'm not going to say I don't like that in the actual stories. I think I get it. It doesn't really... I just don't think it really works. I like the idea that Zeus actually has the ability to use lightning and as a godly ability because he is the thunderer. He is the god of lightning.
Yeah.
Like the sky god. He's basically the equivalent to Thor and Odin. Like I think it would make more sense for him to have the innate ability to throw lightning bolts instead of having the Smith god forge them, send them via Amazon, and he throws it and he wastes them and he needs to make another order to Amazon Hephaestus.
Yeah.
It's one of those things in Greek mythology that I'm just like, well, okay, I guess that's neat, but also kind of ruins the idea of him being a king of the gods if he constantly needs help. Like, is that the idea that the king is never alone, that he always has his subjects to help him?
No.
Or because Poseidon innately has the ability to control water. Hades has the innate ability to rule over the underworld. So why the hell can't Zeus just throw his own lightning? It's one of those. It's a nitpick in mythology for me. It's very inconsistent to me.
Now, onto the episode. Of course, some gods didn't take his interference well.
No, they didn't. Saved by Zeus, Hera is taken to Olympus, while Alexia and the other prisoners are directed to go to the entrance of the labyrinth. Even though the map is destroyed. Even though. But they're still directed to do so. Seraphim is directed by Hera to find an artifact called the Cauldron of Darkness.
Which is the box that holds the giant soul.
Which is basically like, I guess, this version's of Pandora's box. Because Pandora's box had the evils of the world into it, along with hope. And Heron's taken to Olympus, and half the gods, if not all of them, besides like Apollo and Hermes, welcome him because they're like, everyone's like, man, he can't keep it in his pants. What are you doing?
I like that.
I when I heard that, I was like, yep, that's accurate.
And
Hera's like, why'd you bring this bastard here? And Zeus, tries to full on apologize, like, man, I strayed away once. Obviously, not once. You had Heracles, you had Perseus, Theseus, you had all these other. No, I don't think Theseus was Zeus. I think that was different. I don't know, but Heracles, Perseus, all these other, illegitimate children.
Yeah,
with everybody, it's literally the meme. Zeus when he finds a mortal woman on Earth. Yeah, it's one of those things, like, bruh. Yeah, he's like, he swears his devotion to Hera, like, I will only be loyal to you and you alone. I strayed one too many times. And she says on one condition. And Zeus is like, anything.
Mm-hmm.
She says, for his head, Hera. And I'm just like, whoa, you're going to ask for the murder of a dude you barely even met? And Zeus obviously refuses. And he's like, I can't do that because it's my son.
Yeah.
And Hera leaves with her followers to Hades, who remains neutral and offers shelter to any god who asks. Even Poseidon leaves Zeus. You know, the loyal brother. Yeah. Even he says, "No, man, I'm out. I'm out. I'm sorry. Sorry, Zeus. I'm out."
Yeah.
Trevor, it's like the exact thing. Like, Trevor, your wife's right. I'm gone. Later, man. Hey, sorry, man. I gotta do other things. Bye.
Fuck you too, man.
That's what that is. Just bye, Trevor. I'm gonna help out your bitchy wife because you don't like her, but bruh. Or yeah, it's one of the,
yeah. But one thing I do like in this episode is that Hades, it doesn't take sides. He's fucking neutral.
Yeah, because I feel like Hades has better things to worry about with the underworld. He's like, you guys can fight all you want. I'm here. I'm just here. You guys want to hang out in my? I bet this is my headcanon. I bet you, he's just enjoying the fact that he has company down there. He's like, oh thank God, I finally have people over. Yeah, please come on in, please.
But then of course, well, meanwhile
meanwhile, Alexia and the others are directed by Chiron,
who made a copy of the map.
Yeah, because he stepped on it in mud, yada yada. And they go to the labyrinth. They decide to take the back way, which is through a field of dead bodies of giant shit.
Fields of the dead.
Yeah.
Not only is filled with dead bodies, but it's also filled with hallucinations.
Yeah, because the bodies of... God, my shoulder. The fields of the dead have giant body parts, and they cause hallucinations. Basically, the idea is that you keep don't run, because you will disturb the giant flesh around you. And don't look back, because it will kill you. But there's also hallucinations that will deter your mind. So the main thing is steal your mind and keep moving forward. Don't look back, just steal your mind. Yeah. Even if the hallucinations will delve into your fears. And one thing I like about this little section is that not everyone dies. Yeah,
also,
a lot of movies and shows go with the fact that everyone dies with this little like side adventure going through the mists of darkness and shite but mainly with the main characters having the mental capacity to traverse it properly. But I like that only a few of them die because not everyone is a complete wimp. I like the idea that not just the main characters survive. It really immerses me with this band.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
And I do like that.
And I like it too. I thought it was a nice little detail. Like, hey, not everyone's an idiot. Yeah. Two of them just straight wanted to throw the fade for no reason. And then they died.
And honestly, and the movies and shows that just kills everyone except the main characters, it's starting to gets a little repetitive.
Yeah, I'm glad it was a little fresh with this. Heron is briefly trained and taught to control his anger very horribly. He gets his butt whooped by an automaton several times. And thank goodness he's a demigod because he gets thrown into a pillar every 5 seconds. The dude looks like he's about to die every time he gets hit by one of these things, and he just gets up like he's nothing.
And we do get like a good scene with Zeus actually trying to be a father.
Well, that's not until a little after because he tries to be the disciplined teacher to control your anger. You're too aggressive. You're too reckless. Very much like the Yoda like reckless you are. Adventure. Bah. Jedi cares not for these things. Or in Obi-Wan, like the Jedi uses the Force through him instead of like being external. And that's the point. Zeus is trying to like turn inward. Don't use your anger as a fallout.
Yeah.
Don't use it as a falling point. Because that's not how that works.
But during those sections when
Hephaestus gives Zeus a little pep talk, like he doesn't need a teacher, he needs a father. Yeah. And Zeus, we get a genuine scene.
I do like that Zeus is actually trying to be a good father.
Yeah, he's like
because he had bad relationship with Cronus.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, and I like that Zeus. Again, there are sometimes where I don't like Zeus being a morally good character because he's not at times. Most of the time, he's not. But it was nice to see it done a little bit more justice here than, for example, the Disney Hercules movie. I still love the movie, but I actually like Blood of Zeus a little bit more. His characterization, at least. And I like how he talks about, like, I've never been a father properly. Because, again, he can't keep it in his pants. he just sleeps around. And it's a neat. It was a neat little thing where he tries to be a father, be the father figure that he needs to be, and he finds it very difficult because he had a tough child. He basically sums it like, I never had a proper childhood myself. My father was a dick who ate my siblings. So yeah, Heron asks the big question of why didn't Zeus stop Seraphim from killing his mother? And Zeus reveals that, like, we the gods are not infallible. We make mistakes.
And of course,
and you have to get the big reveal that Seraphim is your twin. Yeah. What? Imagine how Heron feels like, what? You mean my mother was killed by my brother? Yeah. Sorry to tell you that, champ.
Bro, what the fuck,
Zeus, what the hell, man? Hey, don't look at me.
Now, this is where we get more. This is like episode 7.
Things kick in. So we're gonna because this is a long one. We're gonna briefly go over.
This actually gives more screen time with Seraphim. Anyway.
Yeah. Seraphim, there's a thing where Seraphim attacks Zeus in his bath, and it's revealed to be a dream. Yeah. Zeus, I like that when Seraphim tries to throw his bite at Zeus, Zeus just, no. Yeah. He literally stops it, just, nope. And he talks to Seraphim. He's like, all his life, I've been saving you. When they killed his adopted mother, his bears. He also revealed Hera manipulating him into killing his mother, Electra.
Yeah, and he starts like trying to go on his own way.
Yeah, Zeus solidifies that he's different from Hera because Hera, he says to him like, Hera lords over her promises of servitude. I offer it freely, and he literally gives a coin that shows a mountain, which is where King Acrisius is. And Seraphim goes out. And he is like tunnel vision the whole time, and we get some like I said, Seraphim's voice acting is one of my favorites because you feel the emotion there. He confronts Acrisius. It's like, I've been waiting for this day, and like we're not so different. And Seraphim's like, no, I would never have tried to kill a child.
Yeah, Acrisius has to gloat.
Yeah, he has to be
in his final moments.
Yeah, in his final moments, he has to be the gloater. Like, I knew it. You were too weak. And Seraphim decides to literally take his anger out on him by using his bident to slice off his finger. Like, he tortures him a bit before punching his face in and body in, and where it's just nothing but a mess.
And I like how how the gore was utilized.
It was a good storytelling, like, because it's just blood rage, and it was cool. Yeah. So before and after that, Heron is met with the Fate. Actually, this is before the episode. Heron meets with the Fates. They tell him like all this stuff about the threads of. I actually like the design of the Fates and the webs and the spiders because it's the webs of threads of fate. I like the idea of that, and it's still they don't control the fate; they just weave it. It's all you. It's all you. We don't control anything. It's just he's at a crossroads, yada yada. Like he sees the hallucination about. He sees like a potential future about if Alexei and the others died in the field of the dead. Obviously, that didn't really happen. He just saw a potential future because the future is not always... The future and the outcomes are always in flux. I like the idea that it's not so narrow.
But it's also not too spread out.
It's not too spread out. It's not too out of left field for something else to happen. So he goes out before he's ready, like classic Empire Strikes Back. No, you are not ready. And Heron says, "Well, I gotta go. I gotta help my friends." Just like Luke Skywalker in Empire Strikes Back, where he leaves early to confront Vader and save his friends, and he gets his ass whooped. So Heron shows up because Alexia and the others are confronted by the Minotaur.
That thing dies in one hit.
Yeah, Heron shoots it in the face and it's done. The thing that gave Theseus trouble gets one-shotted. He gets hit in the face and he's dead. I'm like, well, that's kind of anticlimactic. It's the Minotaur.
Now,
and they find the giant's corpse. Actually, no, they don't find the corpse. They think they find the corpse, but there's this big nest of just demonic, hive mind stuff. It reminded me a lot of a xenomorph hive in the Alien, and it was very neat design. And Seraphim confronts them after killing King Chrysius, doing his thing.
Of course, we do get how they talk like brothers.
Yeah, Seraphim's join me, brother. We can start our own paths and say fuck you to the gods. We could do our own way. And Heron's so you could rule. It's the classic. Like I said, everything about this is a classic. I'm not gonna say cliche, but I'll use cliche. Not in the bad way though. Cliche not in the bad way though. Cliched, it's the cliche of no, I will never join evil. I won't join you. And they're well, okay. And he starts immediately chucking his
and then the rest of the band dies, except for the main characters.
Yeah, this is where everyone else dies because
which makes sense.
This one makes a little bit more sense because Seraphim is spamming the crap out of his Bident, and Hera attacks Hermes. Let's take a second about that. While that's happening, Hermes is following Hera on Zeus's order. She knows, because it's Hera, she's intelligent.
Yeah.
She attacks Hermes, who somehow can turn invisible. I don't know if that's an actual ability he has in mythology. I doubt it, because I know that the Helm of Invisibility with Hades does that. Yeah, I don't know. So, I don't know if Hermes can do that. But Hera says, gotcha, bitch. And even Ares comes in and starts trying to bash his brains in.
Which makes sense, because he's the god of war.
Yeah, Apollo comes in to save Hermes, and he gets his ass whooped. And Seraphim unlocates the cauldron and fights Talos, the automaton. And thanks to the sword, the adamantium sword, he's able to defeat it. Not defeat it, I should say. Incapacitate, because he hits the Achilles heel and some of the elbow, he hits this area.
And hits the eyes.
And
he leaves it.
Okay, before that, when Heron and Seraphim do something, okay? Heron gets a quick draw on the arrow and it knocks the sword out of his hand. And then they start escaping and he starts spamming the thing. This is where I was telling the screen, Heron, you have time. Pick up the sword so he can't use it. But no, he leaves it. And after fighting Talos, Seraphim leaves the sword. Bruh. That's an adamantium sword that can cut through anything. Why not keep it? But no, he can.
What a waste.
Yeah, that's a waste. I hope in the next season, if they make more seasons, which we'll get into in a second, I hope he gets it back, because that thing is goated.
Now, Hera uses the cauldron
to release the giants,
basically declaring fucking war.
Yeah, before injuring Zeus by stabbing him in the throat, disguised as Hermes.
Then
Hermes comes in with the best comeback. I feel I get it, because he was attacked by Ares.
Yeah.
But he comes in with the best thing ever. He comes in full force and punches her in the back. Obviously, because she was disguised as Hermes to get that stab in the throat. And Zeus is trying to not die. And that's where kind of ends with the giants marching on Olympus.
Now,
The last episode is episode 8, War for Olympus. And this is where everything, like, a lot of stuff happens in these last 3 episodes. Hera offers the giants Poseidon's sea, and Poseidon doesn't like that. He's like, well, fuck you too. Literally, he's like, well, I'm out. He's like, I'm out. Fine, I'm out. I'm gonna go join my brother again. But because I'm a selfish prick for my seas. Zeus heals himself by using his lightning to close his wound. Dude, why didn't you do that earlier instead of just laying there bleeding out, just gasping for air?
Which I corrected. Defended it was probably because of the shock he received.
But still, like, couldn't do that earlier.
Still.
I know people are gonna tear this apart. Like, I know, like, really big mythology fans are gonna tear it apart. Like, oh, it's red blood, not golden ichor.
Yeah,
I know big mythology big mythology fans that know this, like, back of their hand stuff are gonna say, oh, it's red blood and it's supposed to be golden ichor. Like I get it, but that's the aesthetic of this show.
But I will say that Zeus probably couldn't do it immediately because it was the amount of shock he received. Remember? Like, anything can happen like a split second.
Yeah. Poseidon comes back to help. She's gone too far, and Zeus is like, she offered your seas, didn't she? That's why you're helping me.
Yes.
Man, fuck you too. But bring it in. He's like, bring it in. I can't stay mad at you, but also fuck you.
Now, of course.
Then the Battle of Olympus begins. Some of Hera's followers go back to Zeus. It's mainly Poseidon that goes back.
Yeah.
Hera and Alexia, Kofi and Evios. They're given the task by Zeus to infiltrate the camp to find the cauldron so they could steal all the souls back.
Yeah.
To get rid of all these giants.
Mm-hmm.
Zeus and Poseidon kill most of these guys because Zeus and Poseidon are goated. And I'm going to be honest, Zeus's armor in this show is godlike. I love the gold crown that forms like an eagle, kind of, because that's one of his things. I love the idea of it. It's so good.
So then, so Hera joins in and starts fighting Zeus.
Yeah, and like Zeus is given like the big common sense question, like, you know they're gonna betray. Why are you starting it? Like they're gonna betray you and you're gonna lose. And she literally says this, like, you should have thought that before sleeping with that whore. I'm like,
for that woman,
lady, you started this because you got jealous. Well, I mean, sure, like for example, I'm sure America's started wars for less, or like any other country, maybe not America, but I'm sure like other countries or other, like, back in time, like back in history, they started wars for much less, but like, come on, you're gonna cause calamity over
a woman,
over Zeus sleeping with another woman. I mean, yeah, I get it. Trust me. Don't hate us in the comments saying that, like, wouldn't you if your significant other did that? I'm like, yeah, like I would probably just go after them, not cause calamity on the homeland, and the livelihood of everybody.
Yeah,
I just go after them personally, like. Yeah, like, fuck doing all this, like, Armageddon shit. I'm just gonna go after them. I'm like, well, come on.
No.
You're gonna start a god war with the giants that fucked over the gods because you were jealous?
Doesn't sound
lady, right. you need a hobby or something.
Now, on to the episode.
Yeah, Heron doesn't. They don't find the cauldron there because it's being held by Hera's crows, and he decides to, go up. Steals the cauldron. Hera is then betrayed. Oh no! Like, who could have saw that coming? And almost killed by the Giants leader, but
Zeus pulls off a goated move.
He sacrifices himself to save her, given the same wink as in the flashback, and he blows himself up to kill this thing. And Seraphim shows up.
Kill this thing.
Yeah, Seraphim shows up, severs Hera's right arm, taking the cauldron and Hermes' gauntlet. Hera just, yeets away. She's gone. Hera engages Seraphim in a fist fight.
Which is pretty...
It was actually pretty cool. It's a cool little fight between the two brothers. Except he realizes what he means by turn inward. Because he's holding the Biden bag with Seraphim behind him, trying to use the Mjolnir will to pull it through. And he's like, okay. He does the literal... He takes it literally on turning inward. He lets the Biden impale himself so it can impale Seraphim.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yeah.
And he summons Zeus's lightning.
What the fuck?
I'll get into Heron's characterization in a second. He reaches the cauldron, traps all the giant souls, ending the battle. Next morning, he reunites with his friends, welcomed to Olympus by several demigod half-brothers, including Apollo and Hermes, who all refer to him as brother.
And that was a good ending. That ended... Okay, on its own, it was a good ending for a season.
Yeah, if not a series.
But wait,
there's more. Seraphim's soul awakens in the Wonderworld, where the Biden is retrieved by its true owner, Hades. Yeah, voiced by Fred Tatajor, who offers Seraphim freedom from eternal punishment if he kneels to Hades, as he once knelt to Hera. And Seraphim is furious, like, no!
Yeah, and
that's it.
And that's how this season ends.
I'll get into it, and I'll probably make a comment talking about what we thought about Heron's characterization, but I thought this show was all right. It's a cool little. It's a hero's journey. It's the classic hero's journey in a Greek story. I know the biggest thing about this is that's not very accurate. And it really just kind of stems from Heron's characterization as a character. You could say it's a lot like a fan fiction, where you could... My defense of it, besides the whole, he could summon lightning out of will, because whatever reason, my defense of it is that him being an illegitimate child of Zeus is not within the realm of impossibility. I should let me rephrase that. It's in the realm of possibility because of how many children Zeus has in mythology. I think it's quite plausible for Heron to be a character.
And of course, the opening captions saying it was one of the lost tales of Greek.
Yeah,
Greek tales.
It's in the realm of possibility and it's plausible. I don't hate. I actually think it's a cool little side story. It's neat. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we forgot to mention that Zeus might come back because one of the shots showed lightning striking and behind his statue, which would indicate that he's going to reincarnate back to himself.
Most likely,
probably.
No.
So Heron is an okay protagonist. I think he's done pretty well. He's like I said, he's the Luke Skywalker of the story. This is like Star Wars. It's the hero's journey. It's a quick, nice story about the demigod son of Zeus. There are references to others like Heracles and Perseus within Heron's training, and Heron is a good protagonist. Like I said, he's a good protagonist.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have the emotional depth like, say, Heracles' 12 Labors or Perseus' journey in Clash of the Titans. But I actually think that as part of a story on this, I think it was done pretty well. The demon stuff, I thought that was kind of neat to add some of that stuff. Seraphim is obviously a biblical term because the seraphim are angels of God.
Yeah,
and I thought it was done well. I thought it was well done story wise. Pacing got a little inconsistent, especially in the last 3 episodes where it really beelined it to the end. To get the big stuff going.
Yeah.
And it's more of a nitpick. you kind of see the quality of the storytelling kind of, I'm not gonna say dip, but it's kind of the same as Wednesday, our review in Wednesday. I thought because it's an 8-episode series, I thought the last 4 kind of just went for it compared to the first 4 directed by Tim Burton. That's what this That's what this one kind of feels like. You haven't watched Wednesday,
No.
So that's what I think. I think the last 3 episodes are really where it, if not the last 4. First half is all right. It kind of sets everything up. Then the last 4 really beelines it to this whole other arc. I feel like the pacing could have been done a little bit better, but maybe extend it, or maybe to another season. But I'm okay with what we got here. I thought it was told pretty all right. Like I said, classic hero's journey.
Yeah.
So that might be the title of this video. Is Blood of Zeus is a classic hero's journey. I know this is a very long one. We tried to make it a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
It is a little late. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us to the end. If you did, appreciate it.
Be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe if you want to see more. Comment below what you think, what you thought of Blood of Zeus, and what your point, if you disagree with us or if you agree with us. Like I said, our final verdicts are a 7.5.
Yeah.
Maybe to an 8, depending if I let go some of the nitpicks.
Well, it is confirmed that we are getting like 4 more seasons of Blood of Zeus.
I wonder what they're gonna do with that if that's the case. Do we know what year or anything?
No.
We just know that they're gonna be in the works.
Yeah, it'll be in the works.
I guess because now, thanks to the ending of Castlevania, I think they are taking more time to do that. If that's the case, I hope it really kicks in. I want them to really improve the story, to really improve and add on to this great story.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
So
again, thanks so much, you guys, for watching. The next review that will be coming out shortly will be my Glass Onion review, because I watched that the night before, and I can't wait to show you guys that one. And then at a later date, we don't know specifically, it will be Berserk Deluxe Volume 3. So can't wait for that one. That one's going to be fun to do as well. And we can't wait to see you guys in the next one. So, again, leave a like if you liked it. Leave a comment what you thought of Blood of Zeus and what you think of, and just what you think of these videos so far.
yeah.
Yes, and again, thank you guys for sticking with such a long video. We tried not to be so long, but this was fun to talk about. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Subscribe if you want to see more of this stuff. And as always, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
See ya.